Namaskar friends, welcome to our Lifeline oration program. In this oration, we will also continue with what man is. In the last oration, I gave four definitions of man, traditional definitions of man, and I pointed out to you that each is deficient in some respect or other. What is the solution, friends? How to proceed ahead? Now, friends, I will give you an example. Suppose you find it interesting in someone, that someone has somehow caught your attention, caught your fancy. How you know him? Exactly what he is? You ask about him. He is doing some business or profession or some way of living. That is not sufficient for you. You pick up friendship with him with a view to going to his home and see his personal life, to see what he really is. Okay, you became his friend. You went to his house, moved around his house, he is all along with you. Suppose in one corner you find a deposit of some musical instruments. So your impression will be either this man is himself playing or given these instruments to his son or daughter. Either he himself is a lover of music or he is a good father because he has catered to the interest of his children. Again, you move around, you find books into another corner. Maybe only books, not the musical instruments. What that impression will give you? This fellow has interest in study. He wants to know more things. He just does not live as an animal. He wants to cultivate his mind. Again, you move around and see his God's house, religious books, and you also ask yourself, oh, this man is also a religious man. Still, then all these things will not satisfy you. You want to know further how this man manages his family economically. So you perhaps suppose you get an access to his bank account, his deposits. Either you may find that his deposits are regular from month to month or from time to time and matches with his way of life, his service or profession. Suppose you find the deposits are much larger than what his station calls for. What will be your interest? Either he is a thief or he is keeping someone else's money in his account or he is getting windfall profits or wealth from somewhere, from secret wealth he has got. So, that means you can know a man from his deposits, what he has collected over a period of time in his life. So we are to probe into the deposits of mankind. Such deposits are man's culture. Man's culture is man's deposits. 5 types of culture I have identified. They are not all in the books. Some I have collected and some I have worked out myself. And each of these cultures I will analyze to you. And each of the cultures may take many orations to complete. For what? Let us see each of the cultures when we analyze what idea it gives to us about man. That is the purpose for which I will analyze each of the cultures. First culture will be relational. Man is a relational animal. He had begun his life, say from 1 million years ago or 5 million years ago. He has begun his life with a relationship. How this relationship works. and what impression his relational culture gives to us. Is the relationship today what he works out, was this the same, say 1 million years ago, or somewhat different? 5 million years ago, was it the same? Same love of father, love of mother, family? That we will also examine. Then we will examine man's religious culture. Then comes man's materialistic culture. What economic man I told you? Materialistic culture. Same calls culture of power. Kings or people, how they have governed themselves, how they have shown themselves, what they have shown themselves to be as human beings in a state, in a group, in a different collective. Next is man's intellectual culture, this cultivation of the brain, human mind, how they have worked out, and all these accumulated deposits of intellectualism, what impression they give about a man. And lastly, we will analyze the artistic culture, man's works of art. From man's works of art, what essence we can get about man. So with this, I close today's oration. Thank you.